Hey, it's Rob Sivori with United Real Estate Agency. You may be receiving this video from me via text message, um, or you just may come across it on YouTube. Uh, and what I wanted to let you know is that we can definitely help you out. You are the owner of a vacant property, whether it's a one family house, multifamily house, maybe it's a mixed use property, maybe it's just a commercial property, but it's vacant, and I don't know how long it's been vacant for. The reason I'm reaching out to you is because I truly do believe that I can assist you in doing a little bit more with this property. Okay, but first, before I go into the resources that I have, I just want to let you know. I want to tell you a little story of what I went through in terms of something like this, having an asset where I wasn't utilizing it to its fullest potential. So, as of October 2020, so not too long ago, I was the owner of five vehicles. Uh, One vehicle I drove, the other one my wife drives. The three other ones, I don't want to get into a long story of how I acquired them, but I had them. I had these three vehicles. One is a white car. One was a white cargo van, the kind that contractors use. Another one was I think a 2015 Toyota Rav4, and the other one was a 2000, I think 19 or 18 Honda Odyssey, a minivan. All right, so about 2.5 to 3 years ago, I came across um, a platform called Turo, Turo, and I never heard of it. And basically, what it is that I, as the owner of these cars, I can put these cars, on this platform and rent them out. So I was a host of these cars, and there would be, people from all over the country or in the area who needed to rent these cars for whatever reason. Okay. Um, I had one individual who, just used my minivan for all of 5 hours. All right. He paid like $90 or $100 just to use it because he just needed to go to the airport, pick up a whole bunch of people, and then bring him back to wherever he went to. And then he brought me back the minivan. So he used it for one day. There was one guy, actually several guys, several individuals, but one guy in particular who rented my Rav4 for like 5 or 6 weeks because he was in a car accident, and his other car was a total damage, and while all his insurance paperwork was getting processed, he needed to rent a car, so he rented my car, and it was great. It was phenomenal because it was just all income that was that was coming in, for that car. And by far the vehicle that was rented the most was my cargo van. That was rented pretty much every day. I think of the 30 or 31 days out of the month, maybe about 3 or 4 days it was not rented. Sometimes they were rented for a long time. I had one individual, a really nice guy. He just needed to take the van to upstate New York, just do one trip, but he was going to stay there for a week. But he had many items that he needed to put into the van. He stayed there for 1 week, didn't drive the van while he was in upstate New York. He just drove it right back. So the van just stayed there for about 5 or 6 days. Nothing was happening to it, but he was paying me for utilizing it. Now, the reason why I'm telling you this is because I had assets that were sitting in my driveway, or for the cargo van, I had to park somewhere else, and nothing was happening with them. They weren't producing me any money until I came across Turo, okay? And I just thought to myself, let me just do this. Now, I'll admit, in the beginning, initially, I was a little reluctant to do it because I just said to myself, well, I don't know how people are going to treat the cars. And I came up with all these excuses. And, that's what life does to us sometimes. We come up with all these excuses or justifications of why we shouldn't be doing things, all right? Especially why we shouldn't be trying something that's new. But I took the leap, and I still remember where I was at when I got that first email of my first client, and it was easy. I think he rented the car for like 3 or 4 days. He brought it back in the same condition with the tank filled. I had a special insurance on the car. That's an option that you have, which was highly recommended by Turo. So just in case something happened with the car, then the uh, then the driver and me as the host would be completely covered. I'm going a little off tangent there, but my point is um, that there was all these insurances available for this project that I was taking on, and it was great. It made me a lot of money. And it kind of made sense because once again, I had these assets just there. Nothing was happening to it, and it was only logical for me to make money from them, especially if there are individuals out there who are willing to pay for the services of these cars. Okay, now I'm telling you this because you are the owner of a vacant property. All right. As far as I'm concerned, okay, and hopefully you'll be convinced by this video, you are sitting on the gold mine. You have a gold mine there. Okay. Um, Especially if it's a multifamily. I mean, it doesn't matter what type of property it is, if it's a one unit, if it's a one family, or two, three, 4 units, or mixed use or commercial. There is some type of use that another individual will take advantage of. All right, not abuse, but take advantage of. Okay, whether it's you want to sell your property or whether you want to fix it and rent it out. So I'm here to help you out with whatever it is that you may want to do with this property. So just want to let you know that although I am a real estate agent, I don't just call you up or call up owners of vacant houses to convince them to sell. That is not my intention at all. Now, if you do want to sell, hey, I will work with you, and let's sell this property for top dollar, because that's my job. My job is to make sure that you get top dollar for this property. Okay, uh, so just so you know, I do have access to direct lenders. Okay, so direct lenders could be big banks like Chase, Wells Fargo, right, where you can maybe go and refinance your property if that's what you're looking to do. Why wait? Just get it done. See if you know you qualify. I also do have access to what are called like non-depository banks. So, for example, there's a bank called First Alliance Home Mortgage. I work with an individual from there. There's another one called Nations Lending. Quicken Loans, Rocket Mortgage, that's another non depository bank, meaning that you don't go there to deposit money. They specialize in one thing, which is for this situation, um, mortgages, right? So they help people with the purchases of properties or refinancing. Okay, but since you already own this property, then maybe these individuals can help you out with the refinance of the property. I have very good relationships with these banks that I just mentioned, with the representatives of these banks. Um, Another option that you may think about is private lending. Okay, it's also called hard money lending. I know a lot of people are a little reluctant to use those. They say, "Oh, well, it's more costly and you have to pay more interest." Yes, you do, but the underwriting isn't as, I guess, as detailed as they would be for a direct lender. Hard money lenders, they are quicker, in my opinion. They're easier as well, especially if you own a property, and especially if it's free and clear. I mean, you get the money like that from a private lender, no problem. I mean, you got to present them with a plan, all right? Present them with the plan that you want to do in terms of the construction, the rehab, and all that, and they'll give you the money, all right? Because there's equity in the asset. Okay. Once again, I like to use that word asset because that's what you have. You have an income producing asset. Now, whether it's producing the income, that's something else, and that's what I want to help you out with. I also do have access to contractors. I mean, I've been doing real estate now for about 15, 16 years now, and just part of the business is I come across tons of contractors, all of which are licensed, all of which have insurance, the proper insurance. I know general contractors, licensed electricians, licensed plumbers, with all of them with a good history, a good track record of providing great service and speedy service as well. And they all provide competitive prices. So if you're looking for even an estimate, just let me know, and I can refer you to a few individuals. All right. The other thing too that another resource that I have is title services. I mean, sometimes somebody may own the property. You never know. You may own the property. You just want to know if it's free and clear with title. You may not know that your town has a separate sewer bill and tax bill. So if you're only paying the taxes on the property and you haven't paid the sewer bill in, like, let's say 3, 4, 5 years, then that will become a tax lien on the property. And the last thing you want is for that to be a surprise, or for the tax lien holder to begin a pre foreclosure process on your property for a few $100, and you're going to lose the property. And that tax lien holder is going to love it. I mean, that tax lien holder is loving the fact that there's no other mortgage on your property, so they can possibly foreclose on your property because you're not aware that there's a sewer bill that needs to get paid, right? So all these little things happen. So let me know if you need title services. I work very well with a title company over in Clifton, New Jersey, and there's another one in Hackensack as well. I also do work with attorneys. When it comes to attorneys, I know the right ones that will help you specifically for real estate and or bankruptcy. Okay, now, why am I bringing this up? You may know an attorney, all right? You may want to ask yourself about your attorney. Is this attorney a jack of all trades, or is he or she a master of one trade? So I'll give you an example. There's an attorney who, if somebody says to me, Rob, I need to do a bankruptcy, I say, go to this guy, go to him. You know why? He just does bankruptcies. That's it. That's all he does. Okay. He gets phone calls from other individuals who want to do real estate. He says, with all respect, I cannot take on this. I'll refer you to another attorney. Maybe he'll get a divorce. Maybe he'll get a DUI, or, somebody who needs assistance with a DUI. And this is why I respect this individual so much, because he just does bankruptcy. And good for him. He is a master of that one aspect of the law, right? Um, I know another attorney who does just real estate, and he's the guy that I want to go to whenever I have a real estate deal, whether it is representing a buyer or a seller. The reason why I bring this up is, once again, this is with respect to all attorneys, just like, and it's the same thing with any profession, whether it's a real estate agent, an attorney, even a mechanic, whatever profession. I prefer to work with the individual that is a master of that one thing. Okay, in my career, I'm focused especially on these vacant houses. I have become good at it. I think I'm great at it. I'm not patting my own back or tooting my own horn. It's just that I've done it only. This is pretty much all I do, and I'm just good at it. So I know things about uh, lending and contracting and all the little surprises that may come up. So, once again, with respect to attorneys, I would say like 95% of attorneys out there, they're jack of all trades, and they're good. Many of them are, most of them are amazing attorneys. All right, I personally prefer to work with that attorney who's the master of one, of that one aspect of law. And for this situation, it would be real estate law. Okay, so let me know about that. Appraisers, if you want to know what your property is worth, all right, if you want to know what your property is worth right now and the condition that it's in this market, whether you're watching this video now in 2021 or if you're watching it in 2025, right? Because it's a shifting market. Like, who knows how much your property will be worth in the condition that it's in 2025. I can definitely hook you up with an appraiser. I can also advise on an appraiser who will not only give you the as is value, but will also give you the value, once the repairs are done. So that's called the ARV, right? The after repair value. Okay. In that situation, you would have to present the appraiser with the plan that you want to do, right? So, for example, if you have a vacant house that's a ranch, it's a one level, and you want to put another level on it and make it a two level property, still a one family house, then that appraiser will give you the ARV. Present a plan, um, so that you could do your numbers, so that you know what you want to do. Maybe you don't want to put another level on that property. Maybe you just want to keep it on one level, or maybe you want to put just an additional room or two rooms on the side of the house instead of putting another level. All right, so it just all depends. So I have those types of appraisers, and once again, same thing with the profession of appraising. Not all appraisers know how to do ARVs. I know the ones who do. Okay. Same thing with the lending, right? So I not all lenders know how to do rehab loans. I know the ones who do. Okay. Same thing with contractors. Not all of them know how to do, certain type of jobs. I know the ones who know how to do the ones that you're looking for. Okay. And then lastly, the other thing too that I can provide, and I may be forgetting something else, but just to wrap up this video, um, I'm a real estate agent. Okay, if you want to sell your property in the condition that it's in right now, I can help you do that. All right. If you want to sell it fixed up, all right, I can help you throughout the process. Right. So I just told you that I know people who can finance. I know companies and agencies and entities who can help you with the financing of the project, right? So because imagine you're sitting on an asset, right? Let's say right now it's worth $150,000 in the condition that it's in. And it's probably not in the best condition in the world. And if you put another 100,000 into it, right, it'll be worth 350, maybe even $400,000. Who knows, right? So I want to make sure that you take advantage of what's available out there. And you may not know this. See, that's the thing. I didn't know about Turo. I had no idea about it. But when I found out, there was almost no excuse for me. I had these three cars just sitting in my driveway. Well, two of them sitting in my driveway, and I had to park on the street because I had these two cars on the driveway, and then my cargo van was somewhere else. It was in another town, in another driveway, and I paid rent there. Why? I want to put these assets to work, so that's what I'm letting you know. So that if you have a property, let's put it to work, right? Once again, whether you want to fix it up and sell it and get top dollar, that's my job, right? You, there's going to be a buyer out there. There's always a buyer out there. Now, if you don't want to sell the property, that's fine as well, right? Um, but so if you're not going to sell it, you're probably going to want to either live in it, and most likely you're not going to do that. Or number two is you're going to want to rent it. And if you do want to rent it out, let me help you out with that. All right, I can put the apartments or the one family house, whatever it is, on the market. And remember, you as the owner, most likely it's not going to cost you anything. Now, it's not a free service. I am going to get paid, but we're in the market right now where the tenants are okay with paying my commission, all right, when it comes to rental properties. Okay, so once again, I'm highlighting these these resources that I can provide to you, just so that you see that I'm not just like a regular old real estate agent. I'm definitely not a newbie. I work my butt off to make sure that I provide the best service to everybody who I come in contact with every owner of a house, with a seller. And if you do want to sell, once again, like, I don't want to impose that word on you, but you know, I'm here to help out. And just in case you haven't noticed, so right behind me is a picture of Forrest Gump, which I have here in my office. And by the way, my satellite office is here at McBride Avenue in Patterson. So hopefully it's not too far away from you. We can meet here. I can meet you, wherever is convenient for you. But going back to this picture over here, if you haven't seen the movie, Forrest Gump is a guy who just did it, right? He just did stuff, right? So with me, when I the Turo, I just said, let me just do it. Okay. Forrest Gump just was told go run, he ran. Right. He was, I think, on the football team. Hey, Forrest, here's the ball. Go run. He would just run. Whenever there was an obstacle in the way, he would go around it. And it's the same thing with an asset. There's always an obstacle that's gonna be there. Just go around it. But that first step needs to be taken, because if the first step is not taken, then there's no step two, or three, or four, or five, or step 20, or 25, or step 100. Whatever your goal may be. I'm here to assist. So if you have any questions, please call me anytime. My number is 908-432-2526. And yeah, I think that's about it. I can't think of anything else right now. But just once again, I'm here to help out. Okay. And hopefully, a good relationship can spring from a project, like fixing up the property they have, putting it to work. All right, having other tenants pay for your mortgage, having other people give you money, right, instead of nothing happening with the property. All right, and who wouldn't want money, right? Imagine you're walking down the street, you see $1 on the floor. This is what I tell people every now and then. You're walking down the street, you see $1 on the floor, you're gonna pick it up. You're not gonna not pick it up. You're gonna pick it up. You're gonna see $5, $10. Now just imagine how much money you are not making by just having that property there, or kind of just waiting on, like, is it the right time, whatever. You know what? I've learned in life that it's always the right time to do something. It always is. Because, and I've also learned that if you tell yourself, well, it's not the right time yet, you're just, in a way, making a justification that only exists in your mind. It only exists in your head. The right time is pretty much now. And if it's not, tell me the reason, because maybe that reason could be alleviated. Maybe it could be corrected. Maybe you're saying to yourself, well, my credit's not good enough. Okay, let's fix your credit, right? Or there's title issues. Okay, let's do preliminary title, right? Or it's this house just needs too much work. Okay, I'm not the expert at giving an estimate. Let's get contractors out there, and let's have them analyze it. Okay, so once again, let me finish this video. Please reach out to me. Once again, Robert Sivori, 908-432-2526. Thank you very much. Bye bye.